on me. Lightening Community YouTube, hello! Yeah. Hey guys, welcome to Cosmic Vinyl. I'm Cosmic Brian, your host. Hell yeah, baby! First off, I just want to say hell yeah to all the great subscribers out there, all the new subscribers, all the people in the comment section, man. This has been glorious. I love the comment section, man. You get a chance to throw a little banter back and forth, man. Yeah, love it. So thank you all, man. Really appreciate you. Love you out there from the cosmic realm. All right, so hey, I wanted to do this video last weekend, but as things happen, you know, life gets in the way. But this is me showing my record store finds, and I'm gonna give some shout outs to some great folks that I ran into, some great folks that came up and said hello at the record show here in St. Louis at the Czech Center. I had a blast, man. Let's start this off before we get started with it. Quick, we're gonna do the big chug right from the get-go, man. This is just to finding some great music out in the wild, man. Just enjoying life, enjoying music, and I gotta tell you, I am having a great time doing videos, man, putting content out there, showing some records that I hope maybe you guys will check out, and hope you dig them as much as I do. So yeah, this is to you all out there and to great tunage.
Oh yes, my good friend, of course.
All right, and this is what we're listening to here, this like 80s revival bands, Battle of the Garages, man. 80s garage revival stuff, man. Got a lot of great tunes, lots of great bands on this. And what a great cover, right? But we're going to talk about that right now. We're here to talk about the record show finds. So here, the first person I ran into at the record show was Mr. DJ Mellow Yellow himself, Mr. Matt Sands. Matt, it was so great to see you, man. Matt's looking great, looking like the rock star that he is. And I gotta tell you, I had a great conversation with Matt, man. It was so good to see him. And then I ran into my old friend Sam, longtime viewer, great friend. I see him about every time I go to the record show. Always nice to see you, Sam. Man, we're gonna have to get together and do something soon, brother. And I appreciate your sage advice as you lived in the neighborhood that I'm moving into. And thanks for the tips on how to keep things secure. So I appreciate that a lot, man. Also ran into a couple of fellow VC members, one being Mr. Fithen, Robert Fithen, he's got his own channel, but he's also got the VC vinyl community Gunkles, man. Those guys are blowing up the vinyl community. I absolutely love watching those videos. Always good to see Robert, man. Robert, if you're listening to this, man, I sure would like to get together, do another collaboration video. I had a blast when we did it before, man. And then another VC member who actually was a vendor at the show was Chance, the concert buddy. I knew, you know, we kind of both knew we were down in this area, and it was so great to finally meet Chance and his wife at the table there that he had. And he gave me this little sticker that already made the Crystal Wall of Fame. So yeah, man, so proud to display that here in the cosmic realm. And then right across the aisle there from Chance was my old buddy Travis, who I met a couple record shows ago. And then we ran into each other one weekend at the Planet Score digging through the secret stash, their bargain bin. And man, he walked out of there with a stack that was just glorious for bargain bin finds. Travis, if you're watching this, I so look forward to going to the Blue Oyster Cult show this weekend. Hell, this video may come out after we've already went, but always good to see Travis as well. And Travis hooked me up with a little gift. He knows how much I love bubblegum rock and 60s and 70s pop, and he hooked me up with this Keith 98.6, you know, hey, 98.6. Anyway, that's this little floppy mini record. And one of the guys at the table there told us that they used to use these as promotional kind of records. They'd be in like, they'd pop out, they'd be in a magazine, like on the page, and you just pop them off or peel them off. Now, I did try and play this, but as soon as I move the needle over to play it, it goes back. It's like it's too far. It's like it thinks it's hitting the area of the dead wax. So I haven't actually listened to this yet. I'm going to figure something else out, though. Very cool, Travis. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. Now, there's this new friend that came up to me at the record show. I never met before. His name was Chris, and he came up. He had some nice things to say about the channel. And Chris, if you happen to be watching this, man, I appreciate you watching and tuning in. Man, I just want to give you a big shout out, man. Anytime somebody says they like the Cosmic Vinyl, I guess it takes a special guy to be able to be into this, what we do here. So, yeah, thanks a bunch to Chris, too, our new friend from Cosmic Vinyl. Quick shout out to him. So, yeah, let's get into the vinyl here, man. So this first record is one that the Perch hooked me up with. And this is one a band that he's been trying to get me to go into. And I already knew of the band. I just, I hadn't found a good copy. And then he bought me this really VG++ copy of Spooky Tooth, Spooky 2. This is great, man. I don't know why I was dragging my feet, man. This was released in 1969 on the A&M label. And I'll show you I'll pull the record here and show you the label real quick. It's this early A&M label there, the gold A&M label. Looks great. And like I said, probably one of the best condition that I've ever seen this album, man. And this is the second album by these English rockers. And this one may be their best. I mean, this is a strong, solid effort right here, man. I mean, it starts off with like this opening track called Waiting for the Wind. And it's got this drum beat that's like boom, boom, boom. And they throw a little delay on it, and it sounds great. And then when it kicks in, you're in for the ride, baby. And it just made the hair stand up on my arms, man. So cool. The sound on this album is absolutely huge. I can't believe the production on this for 1969 is just so crisp and clean. I couldn't believe it. You've got shared vocals on this. You've got Mike Harrison, and then you've got the Dreamweaver himself, Gary Wright. Yeah, he happens to be the only American amongst all these British fellas here, man. But yeah, great soul influences. Even sounds a little gospel-ish at times. Now, don't let that turn you off. It's in a good way, man. The gospel of rock and roll. And then, of course, it gets hard rock and a little progressive at times. But the standout track on this is a track called Evil Woman. And it's just this big song. And it's like this long jam, too, man. And I think it's the only guitar solo on the album. And it just rips. It's so killer. And the vocals, again, both vocalists are featured on this, and they just sing the track with such conviction, man. I love it. I love this record, and Evil Woman is a great song, man. Just some ripping, howling vocals, ripping guitar. Love it, man. The Perch was spot on. Now check this one out. I seen this album at Planet Score, right? I also seen somebody else in the vinyl community he must have picked this up around the same time I did, man. and he showed it in his Vinyl Finds video, and that's Chris at Total Insignificance. Love his channel, by the way. But this is a Riding Easy release this year in July called White Lightning. It sounds like White Lightning. Jesus Christ. But yeah, check these guys out, man. This is fantastic. Now, these guys came across my radar the first time as they were featured on the Brown Acid series. They were on trip number 9, and then they had a repeat visit on trip number 12. And I love those tracks, man. They were killer. But these guys, some of these members were in the band The Litter out of Minneapolis, man. And they blew that place up, man. They were huge on that scene. And just some great heavy rock and roll. Just that, like, swinging, swaggering, blazing heavy rock that I dig. And that picture on the back there is so good. And Riding Easy Records are so cool about, they like to jazz things up, make things colorful. So they always release their own custom label on one side, and they always have colored vinyl available as well on this kind of popsicle orange, so kind of gold in real life though. But yeah, these guys eventually shaved off the white part of the title of their band, and then they became Lightning, which is another killer record, a hard rock record if you can find that one out there. In fact, 6 of those tracks appear on this album, so yeah, so you get your bang for your buck on this, baby. And as far as the title of the name of the band, White Lightning, I had an inkling it might be drug related, and sure enough, apparently White Lightning was a potent form of LSD. Acid, baby. It's a face melter. Jeez. Anyway, White Lightning. Pick it up. Riding Easy, baby. I'm riding easy. Now this one I was so happy to pick up. I was talking about the table that me and Matt were standing at, Greg's table. That guy has boxes and boxes of original great progressive rock, psychedelic, hard rock. I mean, it's just the greatest. The prices are, you know, they're a little high, but you're getting quality materials here. You're getting original materials. But I found this one, and I found it to be affordable. And so I picked it up, and that, because I had their first record, but I needed the second Damnation, the Damnation of Adam Blessing. This baby was released in 1970 on the United Artists label. These Cleveland heavy rock stars, man. If you've heard the Damnation of Adam Blessing, the first album, it's a little more psychedelic than this one, and that's a great album. If you haven't checked it out, whoo-hoo, smoker. And this is just right there with it, man. And check out this gatefold. Look at the band, man. Look at that stack of amps there. Makes that drum set look like a miniature, but yeah, band looking good there. Love it. Sounding great on this too, man. And I love the vocalist, man. Adam Blessing just has this killer rockin'. I mean, when he wants to get heavy, he can get heavy, but he's very melodic as well, man. And I love that about a singer. Great tracks on this are No Way, Driver, Back to the River is so good. And then you've got this kind of soulfully heavy vibe on one called In the Morning. And then you've got a really bluesy track called New York City Woman. Yeah, check out the Damnation of Adam Blessing, man. Lots of wah-wah guitar effects. This is killer. So happy to have that, man. Now, this should be the headliner of this video, and this is a great, great album, man. I can't believe I'm standing here holding this. It's a reissue, but I am so stoked to be holding this album right now, because this is a banger out of the gate. This is Head Over Heels. Now there's going to be a lot of glare because these reissues, they come out on all this glossy album covers. But look at that cover. These guys are a power trio out of Detroit, Michigan, man. They're slamming, man. This is so good. It's kind of Zeppelin-esque. It's also got a little like AC/DC vibe, like the Bon Scott kind of vocals, but if Bon Scott was maybe a little more polished and bluesy. But also hear a little bit of like Cactus vibe on this. Check it out there, man. Power trio, killing it. Put the emphasis on power. This is just that swaggering rock star, rip-roaring rock out of the Midwest. So killer. And the singer and guitar player, Paul Frank, he just wails, man. But yeah, this is great, man. The bassist, Michael Urso, he holds his own, and he went on to be in Rare Earth, man. So he's got his rock and roll resume built up, man. And then John Brado on drums is so over the top. Just fantastic. This blew me away. And I knew it would, and it blew the windows out of the cosmic realm, too. Head Over Heels, man. Highly recommended, man. If I remembered to do the peace sign thing, that would be a 4.5. Almost a perfect. It's one of those albums that you get and you just know you got something good, man. So this last album that I'm going to show, it's a wild one, I got to tell you, man. But I'd seen it around and I knew I wanted it eventually, but I could not pass it up at this price. And that's this little record right here called The Square Root of Two by the band Night Shadow. This is a crazy, like, freak, psych punk freak show released in 1968. Now, this might be one of the longest lived garage bands in the history of rock and roll. And check out the back there. There are pictures of the band. I mean, these guys date all the way back to the 50s. They've had all these different incarnations, but in the mid-60s is what we've got here. And they had this vocalist. He was 14 years old, and his name was Little Phil. Check him out. And I'll show another picture of him right here, man. It's so crazy because in the pictures, I mean, look at how young these guys look. And this guy right here's got like the 80s, like Robert Smith from The Cure's hair, man. But yeah, this is just this weirdo garage psych freak show. So raw and so punkadelic. I love this, man. It's acid rock goodness. Some of these songs on this are like re-recorded singles that they did earlier in the career, but they, put this really like acid punk vibe to them, and it just sounds incredible. Now, the sound quality, I mean, this is not like overproduced or well produced like the Spooky Tooth. This is raw punk, psychedelic punk stuff right here, but I love it, man. And you can tell these guys were just like, they didn't care about like sounding great. These guys were out there to have fun and make weird noises. There's all these like Distortion and fuzz, and you've got howling vocals, a little bit of jangly stuff here, and then you've got punky stuff here. There's 11 tracks on this. There is a couple throwaways, but man, this is just a fun album, man. Garage Psych. So those are my finds from the record show. Man, I hope you guys dug this. And if you did, man, please hit the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up, because we're going to power through the YouTube like a friggin' tank carrying the banner of rock and roll behind us. What the hell? Anyway, hit the notification bell too, so you know when me and the Perch put out a vid, man. I love you guys, man. Have a great weekend. I'll see you maybe again before the weekend's out. You never know, man. Otherwise, stay cool, stay smooth, stay cosmic. Love you guys. Peace.